That's a creepy opening scene from Magic, a frightening thriller with Anthony Hopkins as a ventriloquist with a split personality. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. Magic is one of 5 new films we'll be reviewing on Sneak Previews, 2 film critics talking about and sometimes arguing about new movies in town. This is Roger Ebert, the Pulitzer Prize-winning film critic of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And across the aisle from me is Gene Siskel, film critic of the Chicago Tribune and CBS TV News in Chicago.
The last picture that really scared me was The Exorcist. Before that, Rosemary's Baby. Well, there's a new movie named Magic, just as good as those 2 thrillers. It's the exciting story of a schizophrenic magician who uses ventriloquism in his act, and his dummy is the stronger part of his split personality. Anthony Hopkins plays the ventriloquist magician. After he hits it big in New York City, he becomes frightened by his success. He runs away to a resort in the woods owned by a woman he had a crush on in high school. Ann-Margret plays that woman. She's unhappily married now, and she's excited to see Hopkins and his wise guy dummy. All seems very happy there, except that Corky Anthony Hopkins has run away from New York to see Ann-Margret without telling his agent, Burgess Meredith. Meredith eventually tracks Corky down. He realizes his client is a very sick man, afraid of success, and totally dependent on his dummy for strength. Just great. That 5-minute test turns out to be the longest 5 minutes in this guy's life, as the film really moves into high gear. Obviously, Corky and Fats can't let the word get out that Corky's a nutcase, so Magic becomes a murderous, R-rated thriller as Corky tries to save himself, even half of himself. Anthony Hopkins is brilliant in his role of Corky. How tough it must have been to act with a 16-pound dummy on his arm. So, good thrills, the rough world of show business, a touching love story. That's all in Magic. For my money, one of the year's best movies.
Well, not for my money, Gene. I kind of like the premise during the first hour as they set it up. This guy is schizophrenic. His dummy is the other half of his personality. But then the second hour just works that out. There aren't any surprises. I think there should have been some kind of a twist, maybe something supernatural.
Roger, as long as the 2 of them are on camera, and I can see that, I can almost feel like the blood flowing between this guy and his dummy and his arm. If this guy can make a piece of wood come alive, I can't help but watch the picture.
I have to agree with you, but that, I think, the credit there goes to Anthony Hopkins. It's a great performance. Richard Attenborough does a good job of directing the picture. I like Burgess Meredith. I thought the general level of the picture was so high that the last half hour just let me down. I wanted something more to happen. I don't think the screenplay does justice to the talent of the people who made the movie.
We're getting pictures that we like, but then they dribble off at the end.
Well, that's an example with the next picture, I think, which is good until the end. We also split on Magic, the thriller starring Anthony Hopkins as a psychotic magician. Gene thought it was one of the best thrillers of recent years and gives it a yes. I thought it was all too predictable.